Welcome to the Rudick Report. Today is January 23rd, 2023. This is a Code Red broadcast. Please share this video with everyone and tell them to prepare as best they can. Although it's difficult to discuss, and even when you mention the topic for discussion, people's eyes glaze over, and they cannot even entertain the idea for a few moments. I will state it simply. The United States is in trouble. We are so deep in debt that the only way we can keep the entire system from collapsing is to keep borrowing even more money. Sure, the House of Representatives will play good cop, bad cop for a while, but in the end, they will raise the debt ceiling because they have no choice. Borrowing money is the easiest short-term solution. They could make some hard choices to stop the madness, but if history is a guide, they won't. Our government could try to reverse course by balancing the budget, but that would lead to short-term economic disaster until things leveled off. This would be the prudent course of action, but it's unlikely the government nor the citizens have the appetite for doing what's right. Our country has been doing this for decades, and now the national debt has reached the point of no return. In fact, even if we gathered up all the money that exists in every bank account in America, we could not pay off the national debt. The total savings for Americans amounts to $2.3 trillion, while our out-of-control debt has breached $31.4 trillion, and most of us know the real number is much higher. The only way that the federal government can continue to pay the bills is to keep borrowing, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But it's not only the federal government who's in debt. State and local governments, corporations are in huge debt as well. And the scariest of all is the U.S. household debt, which stands at roughly $18 trillion. With the economy slowing down, with massive layoffs taking place, Americans have turned to credit cards just to keep their standard of living. As a result, credit card debt is rising at alarming levels, while at the same time the personal savings rate is dropping. So it's clear to see that we're in deep trouble, and to deny that is simply insanity. With interest rates soaring, it's unlikely that these credit card balances will ever be repaid. The debt burden will be a lifelong obligation. Unfortunately, if you simply take a minute to look at the facts, we have been borrowing from the future to keep up with the Joneses. The standard of living we are all experiencing is an illusion, because we have been using debt to fund that artificially inflated standard of living. It's as if we're committing financial suicide, and everyone is oblivious to that fact. At this point, there's no turning back. The dollar's reserve currency status is in jeopardy as countries are preparing to move into other options. Inflation is skyrocketing. And a little side note on that. They're telling you that inflation is going down, yet in their calculations, they don't even account for energy or food costs. So the government is deceiving everyone with their statistics. Debt levels are rising everywhere, and now companies are implementing massive layoffs. This is a recipe for a complete financial meltdown, as these layoffs will continue as we move into 2023. I would urge you to do whatever you can to prepare for this. Even small changes can have a big impact. Pay off debt where you can. Put a few extra bucks on principal. Keep some cash on hand just in case the banks have a run, as we have seen some strange activity with Bank of America recently. And it's obvious that there's a liquidity problem with the banks right now, so be mindful of that. Buy some extra food items, as it appears food will continue to rise, and probably the best thing you can do is cut out unnecessary spending. Instead, why not try to make pizza at home or try a new recipe with the family and get everyone involved? You'll be saving money and bringing the family together. The point is, do whatever you can to stop living beyond your means. Be responsible, and in doing so, you will be the shining example in the sea of credit madness. Well, thanks for watching. If you find this helpful, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're able, please visit my affiliate links, as this really helps the channel. Until next time, this is the Rudick Report.